Alright guys, today we're going to be talking about the CS2 markets once again because as always recently there has been a lot of new updates over the past couple of days and honestly there has been a lot of good news in the past couple of days, which is kind of refreshing after a couple crazy weeks at the end of March towards the beginning of April. Things were a little bit wild, things were a little bit up in the air, uncertain, a lot of panic and stress and people worrying and everything in the markets, and I was trying to tell people for the most part that they should be relaxed, they should remain calm, even if there is some short-term craziness or short-term uncertainty. I wasn't really sure that it was going to affect anything in the medium term or the long term all that much. The CS community has gone through many periods of ups and downs and craziness, but they always change, they always adapt, they always figure things out, and obviously throughout the history of the Counter-Strike markets, things have mostly just gone up. The game has continued to grow, the game has continued to thrive, and when the player base is healthy and doing well, items are just naturally going to do well. So if you believe in the future of CS2 and think that in 2, 3, 4, 5 years is going to be an amazing game that's even better than it is today with a growing player base and a thriving player base where the money kind of keeps funneling in, then what happens right now in 2024 isn't really that big of a deal and doesn't really matter that much. And if you don't believe in the future of CS2, then you shouldn't really even be investing in these items or in these markets anyway. So if you, like I said, if you don't believe in it, then you should just be selling out and you shouldn't care about what's going on right now. And if you do believe in the future, then you also shouldn't really care what's going on right now. So either way, it didn't really make sense to be panicking or selling or anything like that. And as you can see, the markets have remained very healthy and very strong and very stable, which is a weird sign, but a great sign. I mean, if this kind of uncertainty and craziness, the fact that peer-to-peer trading was almost killed or like temporarily taken down or disabled, like all across the board in a lot of places, especially in the West, that's a very, very good sign. It shows that right now the markets seem to be very resilient and very healthy and just kind of able to weather storms, which is very interesting. Obviously, we've seen some crazy market movements since the peak CS2 hype where we are kind of on a little bit of a down period overall, but lately the markets have been doing quite well. Like I said, we are still down from like these peak CS2 hype moments back in April of 2023, but yeah, we're on a downtrend. But hey, from like August, or not August, this is February, from February until now, so far in 2024, things have been trending up and doing very, very well. If we look at something like the Esport Fire 300 graph, I believe this looks even a little bit different, where we're doing very, very well from like November of 2023 on. Again, still massively down from those peak CS2 hype moments, but an opportunity to buy the dip while in an uptrend to me is something that's always very, very attractive. And again, another great sign overall for the markets and just CS2 in general is we're coming off a very, very successful Copenhagen Major where we had record-breaking RMR viewership and really, really good viewership for the Major. Not record-breaking viewership for the Major, but still like year-over-year growth and stuff like that. But another thing that is good is the player base continues to trend up. Again, so far in 2024, February had more players than January. March had more players than February. And so far, April is trending up once again, looking like April will have more players than March did in 2024, which is a great sign. Again, at some point, this is going to slow down. At some point, we're going to have a decreasing month or something like that. But at least things are trending in the right direction for now. We also hit this peak player base of 1.6 million, which has now surpassed that number of 1.5 million in September that we kept not being able to break. So now we have the most peak players we've seen in a month since June of 2023, getting very, very close to that all-time peak of 1.8 million in May. We're only 200,000 off that, so that is a very, very good sign. And again, during the CS2 hype, we saw a quick rapid spike up out of nowhere with that CS2 hype going on, but now we're seeing a more gradual, a more healthy kind of increase in that player base, and an increase that makes a little bit more sense, which again I think is a great sign for the market. So again, even with all this peer-to-peer trading craziness going on, the fact that investments have remained high and even increasing over this time, I think is a great sign, and it shows that the markets are being very, very resilient, and that is great. I know Coco, he tweeted this out. He said, many high tiers are just skyrocketing in price right now. M9 Gamma Phase 2 went from 2095 to 2303, a nearly 10% increase. What do you guys think is happening? This guy said all sites are down, more people use buff, not really that crazy, which doesn't make a ton of sense to me because like he says here, also a lot of people are very concerned with the market who would be selling. It's not just buyers that go to buff, it should be more sellers. So yes, more people are using buff, but that doesn't mean prices are going to increase necessarily because still there could be more selling pressure than buying pressure. There could be people trying to panic sell and stuff like that. Prices increasing doesn't necessarily mean more people are just using buff. That doesn't really seem like more very sound logic to me, but What I did think was interesting was this kind of theory from Osni going on here, which I think is very, very possible. He said people in China probably have no clue what's happening. Now, I don't entirely believe that. I don't think that people in China are ignorant or that arrogant to not understand what's going on or to not hear what's going on. But he said they probably have no clue what's happening since buff has pretty much always worked. They don't use anything other than buffs. They don't know the other sides are down. I believe they would probably know the other sides are down, but I just believe they probably wouldn't care or be that worried about it. Again, there is a ton of money and a ton of investment from China, especially on that high end, especially in the high tiers. But really across the board, we've seen the markets be very, very stable. There are some items that are obviously down like 5 to 10% over the past few weeks, but there's many other items in counter to that are up 5, 10, 20% over the past couple of weeks. So that is something to watch out for. And again, this is also while the Copenhagen capsules are out there as well, which in theory, should drop the market a little bit. Maybe not drop the market because Copenhagen's replacing it, but a lot of items should be getting sold off so people can buy those capsules and open up those stickers and stuff like that. But obviously there hasn't been a ton of demand for Copenhagen just yet, but that is something to keep in mind as well. But I do think this was at least an interesting theory that, yeah, people in China probably aren't selling. They're probably not worried. They're just like, oh, some of those sites that we don't even use are having issues. Cool. We don't care. We still have Buff, which is this massive just behemoth in the CS2 community. But talking about that Western trading scene and those peer-to-peer sites, so far, we have not gotten any new updates as far as tweets from Gamerpay. So I thought this was a little bit interesting, and this is why I had even more motivation to make this video and to let you guys know what's going on. Again, the last thing we heard from Gamerpay was a couple days ago on April 9th. They said Gamerpay has paused trading since last week after Valve decided to shut a range of technical solutions they had down. We have been working day and night and weekend to rebuild how trading works on Gamerpay. The new solution involves fewer steps for the buyer. It's still easy for the sellers, and we talked about this, but what they didn't say was that this solution was live just yet. This is on April 9th. This is the last update we've got from them as far as tweets. They said, all in all, the solution is as safe and easy to use as it's always been, whatever. We will return when we are going live. We will return when we are live to share the news. We're aiming to go live as soon as our internal testing is completed, and it is important to show you this new solution. But again, we didn't hear anything else from them, so I thought this was a little bit strange. But I started hearing other people talking about how Gamerpay was back. But why have we not had an announcement from them? I don't know. That's weird to me, and I do think Gamerpay should announce what is going on as soon as they can, because I think this would get the community excited and get people using their site. I think this is a huge opportunity for them while something like Float is down, to maybe capture and pick up some market share, but they're not advertising this at all. But on their site, you can see here at the top, we are back. Trades are open. Important, buyers no longer make the Steam trade offers. Sellers do. Only use the confirmation buttons when required. But yes, this is very, very crazy. Gamerpay is back. They are open. Trading is live. You can now create new trades. Now, we have had some other sites open. Again, Buff163 has been working for the past few weeks. Buff Market has also been working. SkinBid has also been working. But again, Buff Market has been kind of my number one choice, at least if you're in the West. Yes, the volumes aren't great, but it's very easy to get money on and off. You can actually get dollars. You can cash out very easily. Buff163, probably my second choice. Volumes are insane. Volumes are great. All that good stuff. But obviously, you're getting buff balance, which is really hard to sell right now, and you're not able to convert to dollars for people who need cash or people who want to buy on other sites or whatever. Buff balance is not necessarily the most valuable asset to have right now. And then SkinBid, probably my least favorite choice at this point. SkinBid, the fees are a little bit ridiculous in my opinion. Prices aren't that amazing on the site, and then I've also just been getting spammed by just absolutely dog shit bargain offers. So I've actually had to turn bargains off on SkinBid. I don't know. My SkinBid experience has been very negative, but Gamerpay, I would definitely rate above SkinBid. So this gets me a little bit more excited. Again, this is a site that's easier to get money on and off of, and has, similar volumes or maybe even a little bit better volumes than Buff Market. The prices actually seem decent. And yes, they have recently increased their fees, but their fees are still pretty reasonable, at least to my understanding, at least much better than SkinBid, I do believe. So again, I'm excited that Gamerpay is back, but I think they should be advertising this to actually get people using this. But here's that new Gamerpay peer-to-peer trading system. For buyers, you find and select the item you wish to purchase, go to checkout, select your payment method. Once you've paid, Gamerpay will keep your money safe. The seller will be notified via Gamerpay directly to send you a Steam trade offer. Once the seller has marked the items as delivered, you'll be notified via mail and SMS. Once you're notified, go to the Gamer website, open the trade offer. If the items are correct, accept the trade. If there's any issues, press items not received. The trade will be put on hold for their support team to investigate. For sellers, you're simply going to list your items on the Gamerpay marketplace. They're going to notify you once you've made a sale. open the sale under your trades and create the trade offer. Once the trade offer has been sent, price trade offer has been sent, the buyer will have 24 hours to mark the items as received. Once the item has been marked as received, the funds will go to your Gamerpay balance. So, they're taking that money. They're waiting until you say you've sent the trade and the buyer says they received the trade. Then they're going to disperse that money. If there is a dispute, obviously their team is going to be manually kind of investigating into these trades, which again is going to be very, very labor intensive. I'm sure they're getting a ton of disputes and tickets and stuff like that right now, but for the trades that have no issues, they should go through smoothly. And at least right now, currently, this system is better than nothing. At least the website is back up and running. So I think this is a very, very good sign for the markets. Again, prices have remained stable, if not increased over the past couple weeks, and more markets and websites and things like that, marketplaces, are coming back online and are going live. Now, for me, the most disappointing thing so far is that Float, if you check them out, you cannot currently purchase or sell items due to Steam changes. They're still working. They're not back online yet. The most recent update we have from Float is that they're continuing to wrap up implementation and testing of their new trade verification system. Thank you for your patience. They expect to release in the coming days, subject to any delays. This was April 10th. It's April 12th that I'm recording this. We still have nothing just yet, but with their competition starting to go live and people figuring out other options and solutions, hopefully Float will be back soon. To me, once Float comes back online, they are really, to me, the number one marketplace and number one place to be and use if you are in the West. Once Float comes back online, that'll really be the key signal to me that the markets are back and totally safe. But the other thing to keep in mind here is you never know when Valve's going to put out a new update. You never know when Valve is going to shake things up and mess things up again. Maybe Valve is going to continue to combat peer-to-peer trading. Maybe they're done. Maybe they're going to let things slide. I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen next? We'll have to wait and see. But at least for now, the markets are stable. The markets are healthy. The player base is healthy. Gamerpay is back. There are some signs and trends pointing in the right direction. It seems like a good time to have some money or be putting some money into the CS2 market. So that's just what I'm going to be doing. Again, I think panic selling or just kind of panicking at all or stressing or worrying about this stuff, at least right now, is one of the worst things you can do. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully I catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.